Morning traders. Good morning. It's the 14th of January. It is just after 8 o'clock and we are on Tuesday. It's the DAX technical analysis webinar and we're going to run through the charts real quick and take a look at yesterday's trades as well that were sent into the signals channel. Congratulations to those that are using the strategy as well. Now, before we proceed, trading financial markets is risky, involving the risk of losing invested money. Don't provide financial advice. This is for educational purposes mainly, and all trading decisions should be made entirely at your own risk. All right, so European Open is just the market has just begun over here, and we've already started to test the low that we found from. I just got distracted by a notification there. Already looking to test the low that we printed back here. Would that be from yesterday? And we are around about 13.4 as a floor for now. And the thing that's interesting for me at the moment, just looking at the wider picture, is that this 13.5, 13.550 zone is still holding. We're struggling to really make any further progress through that zone. But yet we have already broken below this low. We've created a, if you like, a lower low, and then a lower high, should I say, before piercing down to this 13.4 handle. So I think if we break below 13.4 now, the trend continues because we've created another lower high here. So that's where we are, and that's what things are looking at for the moment on the wider picture. As for the that's not technically actually a lower high yet until we break below 13.4, but that's got to be the next target. If it manages to hold, then I'd imagine that it's going to be looking to test this little ignition point back here at about 13.460, and so keep an eye out for that. All right, so yesterday, let's just jump straight into the strategy, do things in a slightly different order today. You can see that we are on a bearish bias right now. It already was, or the price action was already bearish before the bias began, so there was no signal here. We've had a deviation warning candle already, so we're not going to be getting another sell signal until price action turns neutral, which would be the kind of red and white. But if we do get a sell signal around here at this kind of price level, without price breaking up above this this candle, I'm not really that interested in looking to get short just at the moment, but we'll see. If it gives us a signal, I'll probably be taking it. Now, as for yesterday, carrying on from what we talked about before, now go onto the website, thedaxtrader.co.uk, and there is a new page in the menu, and it will give you a bit more information about the site. About the strategy, should I say. So thedaxtrader.co.uk is the site. If you click on the strategy or hover over the strategy menu item, the DAX strategy guide page here, when you load that up, will show you how I'm going to be, or how you should optimally trade the DAX strategy. And you can get access to this a number of different ways. If you're a member, then I will be able to add it to your Sierra Charts account if you have a copy of it. And there you can find out all the different trades that I take and the way to trade optimally with some labels on each scenario. So back to the strategy itself, carrying on in that vein, and you can see all the labels are still on the chart here. But carrying on in that vein, yesterday's price action began with an unusual double gap. So we had a little gap open as soon as the market began. In fact, triple gap, plenty of gaps all over the place, and then a gap lower. Around about sort of 1-2 o'clock. Traded sideways all the way up to the European Open session, and then as we started to expand the deviation bands, we got caught up with a couple of false signals. So the first one was a long, which I didn't take because I was recording this webinar, and the second one was a long that I did take and sent it into the signals room, but it was a stop loss. So that one hasn't been labeled yet, but it was a target. The stop was hit. That was minus 1% to the account. Market then turned bearish. We had the deviation warnings couple of times here, and the band started to expand, but you'll notice that price action turned back to normal again. We also got above the high of the deviation candles, so if we get another sell signal from here, it would be a valid signal to take. And that is exactly what happened. We had this one here. So I sent the signal out into the channel. The levels were just very slightly different to this one, but the target was around about 13.4, and this was running for some time, and at one point it did struggle to get up there, but price action did manage to run down towards that target, and I had to sweat this one a little bit. I don't know what you guys did with your trade, but around here, as soon as we were getting these deviation candles and this consecutive series of deviation candles, I was thinking to myself down here, should we look at maybe taking the trade out? But I didn't, and sat on it, and it kind of did get felt some heat. So price action returned back up towards VWAP, created this sort of weak high up here, and then it had a second attempt, and I actually got out of the trade on this pin bar here for a similar reason for this one. I kind of was still thinking to myself, it would have been good if I'd have taken the trade out here, because it looked like it was a turning point with this consecutive series of candles. And I thought to myself, if we do get a second run at this, then if we break below this zone, there could be a rejection point. And that was my thinking. Then I saw this pin bar and thought to myself, do you know what? I'm kind of happy with that. It rejected me about 3 or 4 points near my target. So I thought, well, I'm not having that. If it turns around and hits me out at break even, I'd be a little bit disappointed. So I just decided to take the profit. And it was about 3.3 or 3.4% that was added to the account on that one. Didn't quite get to target. Looks like it would have done, depending on where your spreads are. It looked like it would have just about tagged that 13.4, so it could have hit target, but I'm happy with taking it out where I took it out. And because it was an afternoon close, I walked away from the session, and that was me done. So congratulations to those who also took that one. That was sent out into the signals channel. And and if you need any help getting this set up on your Sierra charts, then just send me a message and let me know. All right, so that's the strategy. Okay, what else have we got? Let's take a look at the key levels for today. If we just do these, we've got the pivot at 13,470. We've got the point of control 13,433. Value area low, we're already below at 13,410. We're below the yesterday's low. Currently at the Camarillo breakout. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard a sound for a signal. Might well have been on FTSE. So the strategy you can use on multiple markets. So feel free to play around with that and adjust it and put it on different ones as well. Where were we? We're over here. Okay, so yesterday's price action, you'll notice that we actually were using the point of control as a point of oscillation yesterday. There was this range, if you like, that we were trapped in for the majority of the very early morning session, and breaking out of that one just underneath the point of control that was. So each time it tagged the point of control 1, 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times, it was just completing the, if you like, the movement of this channel. A break below that, you'll notice that we pretty much looked to tag it from the top side down here, but it failed. And from there, it continued its successive series of lower lows and lower highs. And off it went. Today, slightly different story. So gap higher, immediate gap close. We broke above the value area high on the gap, back inside the value area for the rest of the Asian session. And this morning on the European Open, we've actually broken down below the value area low as well. So it's possible that we get to see a bit of a retracement back up towards this zone before making its future, its next movement, whatever it wants to do. And if it does do that, then any shorts at this stage are obviously going to get chopped out. Now, for some of the news that's come out for today, or looking to be coming out today, The Chinese export surprised to the upside overnight, and that was an increase of nearly 8% year on year in December from minus 1.3 in November. And imports saw an even sharper turnaround, rising a good 16%. Take it with a pinch of salt. Some of the data is incredibly volatile, but it just sort of points to some rebound in trade, which gives further validation to moderate economic recovery, at least in China. What else we got? There's things like, it's really the US around at the moment, because I think they've come out and apologized for apologized for the plane crash. So there's, again, de-escalation is in full flow there. The US has moved to drop China as a currency manipulator, so that's an interesting development there as well. But as far as data is concerned, it's just the US CPI for December. It's probably not going to rock the boat that much. The growth outlook has been more important to the Fed for some time, with core inflation not spinning out of control. So I can't imagine this is going to have much of an impact. Perhaps they're going to look at inflation a little bit more, just to sort of see what's going on with their rates. But yeah, as far as data today, not massively interesting on the release front. Right, guys, I think for now, I started a little bit later today, but I think that's pretty much all I needed to go through and mention. So I'm going to leave it there today. I'll be back again tomorrow with another one. I hope you have a good trading day,